Okay, so I've had quite a few or several JavaScript ones already. Let's look at some ways to make C# to eliminate a whole bunch of null checks and a lot of intermediate variables in C#. I've got these two interesting looking extension methods. So you know they're extension methods because the first argument has a this keyword in there. So we've got these two things. One is called then, and basically it's generic as we see here. So it has two generic types, A and B. It's going to take any A, and then it's going to take any function from A to B, which is also known as a mapping function. And then what we're going to do is we're going to check to see, because we're using the .NET framework, we're going to check to see if the A is null. If it is, we're going to return the default B, else we're going to apply the A to the function, and which will then give us a B, because it's a function from A to B. And because C# has it separated or the .NET framework has it separated with between a func and an action, we have another one here called do, and basically if A is not null, then we'll apply A to the function that was passed in, which is an action of A, so that it takes an A. So all of this type checks, and this is great. But now what can we do with all of that? And how does that actually help? Well, so imagine we've got a function here, a method called upper, which takes a string and returns the upper version of that string. Well, one of the things we could do is we could take a string and then immediately dot into then. This is using our extension method. We can pass the upper method as a function, and then we can do console write line, and as you might expect, you know, it prints out hello, right? Nothing too crazy. But I said that we could remove some of our null checks. So what if we had a string foo is null here? We can still do foo.then upper do console write line, and the code compiles. It doesn't error at runtime. It doesn't do any of those things. Just nothing's written to the console because because foo in this case was null. So we were still able to call into then as the extension method. It was able to check if it was null. It was, so we would return the default of B. In this case, it was the string to upper. So in that string upper, B is actually just a string as well. So anyway, it returned the default of that, which again is null in .NET. And then we called do. And we said if A is not null, then apply the argument to the function. In this case, A was null, so it didn't do anything. So if you've seen anything with railway-oriented programming, or if you've got even more functional and actually know about either and maybes and some of this stuff, this is kind of a way to hack around with the fact that everything in .NET can be nullable. So it basically using the then and the do here is kind of treating everything as though it is a maybe. So every object is essentially a maybe, and the then and the do are basically handling the fact of the nothing case or the failure case from a railway-oriented programming standpoint. Anyway, hope you liked it. Something a little different for today. Thank you.